Welcome to class, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here for this explainer. Today, we're diving into a masterclass that's honestly going to completely change the way you look at the world around you. Seriously, take a quick second and think about your absolute favorite smartphone app, or even that go-to snack you always grab at the grocery store. Have you ever actually stopped to think about how those things are built, right? They don't just magically appear out of thin air. There is a deeply intentional, highly strategic process behind literally every single successful product out there.
So, who actually decides what features to include, how it looks, or even what it costs? It's a pretty fascinating question, isn't it? Well, the answer points straight to the core role we're studying today, the product manager, or PM for short. Think of the product manager as the essential bridge connecting three massive islands. You've got customer needs, business goals, and technical development. The PM is the one standing right in the middle of all that traffic, making sure the final product actually gives users what they want, while also hitting the company's financial and strategic targets. It's a big job.
Consider this our course syllabus for today's crash course. We're going to kick things off with Product Management 101. Then we'll move into researching market needs, crafting visions and MVPs, building with agile teams, and finally, launching and measuring our success.
All right, let's jump right into Module 1, Product Management 101.
So, what exactly is product management? Simply put, it's the practice of overseeing a product's entire journey, from that very first spark of an idea all the way to the open market. But to pull that off successfully, a PM has to wear a lot of hats. You've got to combine technical knowledge so you can actually speak the same language as the developers with sharp business acumen so you know how to make the product profitable. And, maybe most crucially, you need serious people skills. A PM is the ultimate team collaborator. A typical day for you might start with a highly technical developer meeting, shift into a wild, creative design brainstorm, and wrap up by analyzing raw user feedback. You really have to be a chameleon to bring an idea to life.
Now, a product isn't just built and then completely forgotten about. It lives and breathes through a macro product lifecycle. And as a PM, your strategy absolutely has to adapt at every single stage of that journey. In the introduction stage, say around month 3, your main goal is gathering feedback and securing those crucial early adopters. By year 1, during the growth stage, you're focused on scaling up and improving features. Fast forward to maturity, and you're fighting hard to retain the users you have. And eventually, in the decline stage, around year 5, you have to make the tough call to either pivot, reduce support, or just retire the product entirely. It's the circle of life, Product Edition.
Moving right along to Module 2, Researching the Market Need.
Okay, but how do we actually know what people want? If you build without doing your research, you are risking putting out a product that absolutely nobody needs. To avoid that trap, we rely on two main types of research. Primary research is all about gathering brand new data directly from the source. So if you're the PM for a new food delivery app, primary research means sitting down and actually interviewing real users to hear their complaints about, say, cold fries or long delivery times. Secondary research, on the other hand, is analyzing data that's already out there. For that same food app, this might mean pulling up broad industry reports to look at overarching food tech trends or digging into exactly what features your competitors are currently offering.
Here's where the magic happens. You take all of that raw primary and secondary research and you use it to build what we call user personas. Basically, these are fictional characters that represent specific segments of your audience. Let's say you're building a fitness app. You might design one persona called the busy professional and a completely different one for the hardcore health enthusiast. Doing this ensures that every single feature you build from this point forward is tailored precisely to the actual specific needs and behaviors of those exact people. You're not just guessing anymore. You know exactly who you're building for.
All right, Module 3, Vision, Roadmaps, and MVPs. Let's get into it.
This is the stage where a PM takes all that incredibly valuable user research we just talked about and turns it into a concrete, actionable product vision and a roadmap to actually get there. I absolutely love Spotify's product vision for this. It goes to unlock the potential of human creativity by giving 1 million creative artists the opportunity to live off their art and billions of fans the opportunity to enjoy and be inspired by it. I mean, wow, right? But notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't mention coding or server loads or app updates. It serves as this incredibly inspiring, totally user-focused North Star for the entire team. It tells everyone exactly why the product exists in the first place.
Now, you obviously don't build that massive, world-changing vision all at once. You start with an MVP. A minimum viable product is the absolute simplest version of a product that still provides real value to users while allowing your team to test assumptions and gather feedback. Honestly, the ultimate example of this is Instagram.
Before it was this massive platform packed with reels and stories and shopping, Instagram's MVP was literally just a super simple app for sharing square photos with a few basic filters. That's it. They focused heavily on one core value to minimize their risk and just validate that people actually wanted to use it. So let's break down the actionable steps for building your own MVP. Step 1, identify the user's pain point. Step 2, determine your core value proposition. And Step 3, prioritize your essential features. Let's say you're building a new budgeting app. The pain point is that people have trouble tracking their spending. Your value proposition is a dead simple tracker. So, to prioritize essential features, you'd build an app that literally only categorizes daily expenses first. You intentionally save all that highly complex, multi-year financial forecasting stuff for way later once you've actually proven people will use the basic tracker. Start small, right?
This brings us to Module 4, Building with Agile Teams. Time to actually execute.
Shifting into the execution phase brings up a very real, very common challenge. How does a PM manage all these moving parts and keep everyone aligned toward the exact same goal? Because let me tell you, cross-functional teams almost always have conflicting priorities. Engineers might be begging for more time to ensure absolute technical perfection, while the marketing team is screaming to launch the new feature tomorrow. The PM has to step in, mediate that tension, and find a workable solution that keeps the product moving forward without burning the team out.
The best solution we have to manage all that chaos is Agile methodology. Agile is a framework that focuses entirely on iterative development, meaning teams work in small, focused increments called sprints. Instead of locking yourself in a dark basement for a whole year to build a quote-unquote perfect fitness app, Agile allows a PM to release just a basic calorie tracker feature in a matter of weeks, gather real user feedback, and then refine it continuously. It completely eliminates the massive risk of wasting months of development time on a feature that nobody actually wants. It's a real game changer.
To actually make Agile work on a daily basis, PMs rely on a few core practices. Let's run through these rapid fire. First, backlog prioritization. This ensures the team is always working on the most important business goals. Next, sprint planning. This sets the specific, achievable tasks for the upcoming couple of weeks. Then we have daily stand-up meetings. These are super quick check-ins just to track progress and get rid of any blockers. And finally, sprint reviews. This is where the team gets to show off what they've built and gather that all-important feedback. In an agile environment, the PM is really there to facilitate collaboration and mediate priorities. They absolutely do not micromanage every single line of code.
And finally, we've made it to Module 5, Launching and Measuring Success.
Okay, so we've built this amazing product, but let's be completely honest. An amazing product is entirely useless if you don't have a concrete plan to actually get it into the hands of your customers. That action plan is called a go-to-market, or GTM strategy. It details your exact target audience, your positioning, messaging, pricing, and all your marketing channels. This is where the crucial partnership between product and marketing really shines. The PM brings all their deep, intimate knowledge of the product roadmap and those original user pain points, while the marketing team masters the storytelling, the positioning, and figuring out exactly which channels, like, say, LinkedIn ads or YouTube influencers, will reach that target audience the absolute best.
Now, once the product is finally out in the wild, you have to measure it. Here are the 4 key metric categories you need to be tracking. Acquisition metrics, like downloads and signups, these matter the most during that initial launch phase. Engagement tracks the actual time spent in the app and feature usage. Retention, which looks at your churn rate, becomes your absolute obsession as the product matures. And finally, revenue metrics track the financial performance. The key here is that you have to constantly align the metrics you're focusing on with whatever stage your product is currently in.
But here's the thing. Hard data and numbers will only ever tell you what is happening. They very rarely tell you why. That's where you have to listen, act, and improve. Beyond just staring at analytics dashboards all day, actively gathering qualitative feedback via surveys and one-on-one user interviews is how you fix the real underlying issues. For example, your metrics might show a huge drop-off rate, but it's the user feedback that will actually tell you it's because your checkout process is confusing. Armed with that insight, you can redesign the flow and watch those abandonment rates plummet.
So look at that. We've gone from the tiny spark of an idea all the way to a measured, successful launch. As we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a provocative question. What product would you build tomorrow to solve a problem in your own life? Seriously, look around your daily routine. Where is the friction?
I challenge you to take the product management frameworks we learned today, from researching the market need to drafting up an MVP, and apply them to your own everyday challenges. Who knows, you might just have the next big idea waiting to be built.